Hi, hello. Um, I'm Elaf. I go by Luffy, and this podcast, right, it's basically a tribute to my 20s, right? I'm 20 years old, and I decided to start it right now because allegedly your 20s are supposed to be like the best years of your life, right? And so that's why I'm like, you know what, might as well document them, and so that I can look back in 10 years and be like, were they the best years of my life, or is that a myth? But anyways, so in every episode, I'll be trying on a new drink. Today we're gonna be starting with apple juice, and this is the cup I'll be using because it's cool and it looks like it's straight out of Harry Potter. It looks like, what's it called? A gauntlet? Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I'm starting with apple juice, starting with basics, and then we can spice it up, try new drinks. If you have any recommendations, you can write them in the comments. I mean, classic. It's the Johanna one, if anyone's wondering. Um, okay. So, in every episode, I'll be trying on a different drink, right? Like this one, in this cup, and I'll be talking about a different topic, like friendships, relationships, family, insane stories, gossip, just basically updating you on interesting topics and saying my opinion that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for, but you know what? Why not? Like, I'm a yapper, okay? This is the first thing you need to know about me is that I'm a yapper and I will say my opinion unsolicited, A little background about me, right? You already know my age, you know my name. Um, I'm from Sudan, okay? So sometimes I'll be inserting some Arabic terms here and there, and I'll probably just like, add subtitles to translate, but I'll be switching between Arabic and English. So if you're comfortable with that, you can keep watching. Um, and yeah, that's basically what this podcast is going to be about. Just a bunch of topics and opinions and gossip and hot takes and insane stories that I have experienced and other people have experienced. I'll be sharing them anonymously, of course. Um, okay, let's start it off by mentioning some green flags and red flags. Okay. I recently heard Pokemon's podcast, and on one of her videos, she started off by mentioning some red flags and green flags, right? And I was like, that's really cool. So it's a fun little way to get to know me and, get to know how my mind works. P.S. My personality on the MBTI personality test is INFJ. I don't know if that gives you anything. And recently it switched to ENFJ, so I don't know if that helps. Also, look at my little mic. How cute is that? If you can't see me right now, you can go and see the video version of this podcast on YouTube, but you can also listen to the audio version on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, if I'm mistaken, or maybe Anghami. I'm not sure. Can you tell that my train of thought just, there is no thought. Like there is no train of thought. Like my brain thinks and my mouth speaks. ADHD. ADHD, you know? That's a reference to Renee Rapp. But anyways, what was I saying? Okay, green flags and red flags. Okay, green flags and red flags. Hmm. Um, well, I would say I will start with red flags so that you know what, after we're done with this little section, you can remember the good stuff and not the bad stuff. So let's start with red flags. Um, I would say one of the red flags is how much I spiral. I mean, you can already tell that I have no lines of thought, it's just different thoughts just pop up in my head, and there is no train, like, there is no link. I just spiral. So, in this podcast, I'll probably just start a topic, probably not finish it, jump to the next topic, go back to the first topic. It's just, yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. And if you're okay with that, I mean, tune in. But if you're not, then I don't know what to tell you. So it's that I spiral a lot. And the second red flag, I would probably say that the accents. So throughout this podcast, I'll probably be unintentionally, okay, I'm not meaning to offend anyone, but I just put on accents because, okay, my first language isn't English, right? I grew up in Sudan. I speak Arabic, and but I also went to English schools, right? So my accent is based on shows and movies, and I've watched like American shows, British shows, Australian shows, all of the above. And so my accent is like a mixture of all. And then the second I watch like a British show, my accent just switches. When I start watching like Love Island, I'm just like, hello, babes, I keep calling everybody love. And that's just something I can't control. So if throughout the podcast my accent switches, or I start speaking in like an American accent, or then I start switching to a British accent, um, don't call me out, okay? Don't call me out. Don't point out how weird it is because I just switched. So it's just if that annoys you, I guess don't watch, but if you don't mind it, I guess keep watching. The third red flag, and this time it's the real red flag. It's not just like a light-hearted, quirky red. That's so funny. I don't know. I hate the word quirky. But it's true. Like, it's not like a light-hearted red flag. It's an actual red flag. It's probably that I'm really judgmental. Okay, okay. Let me. I'm an INFJ, and the J there is there for a reason. Okay, I'm judgmental. I don't mean to be, but it's just that like my first impression of things and people is very difficult to switch or change. And so if someone does something or says something that gives me the ick, it just sticks in my brain. And even though I'm judgmental, I judge people in my head, okay? I don't say anything. Sometimes I do, but like for the most part, I don't say anything. So just like all my takes and opinions are very like judgy, but like try to dismiss that, like I'm working on it. Okay? Don't come for me. All right. Green flags. Okay? Let's talk about the good things about me. First of all, I write poetry. So in the podcast, I could do like a poetry episode in which I read some of my favorite poems and some poems that I wrote. I mean, I recently started writing poetry, so it's not like an old thing. It's fairly recent. Um, and I don't know, I just love it. Like, I don't know, it's fun and yeah, I guess it's a green flag. So next, the second green flag mm, is the Office obsession. Okay, there's a show called The Office, and the U.S. version, not the British one. This show, like when I tell you I am obsessed, okay? This is a green flag because anyone who loves that show is just superior, like honestly, because okay, so it's a comedy show, right? And the sense of humor is like dry humor and like dark humor, stuff like that. And it has 9 seasons. The main character is called Michael Scott, and anyone who's listening to this that has watched The Office before just knows how amazing that show is. Like, I mean, amazing characters like Michael, Dwight, um, who else? Kelly, like, just great characters. The writing on that show is insane. Um, and it's just my comfort show. And so I'm literally obsessed. I've watched that show over 12 times and I don't get bored of it. Like every single night, I'm not even kidding. It's my bedtime routine. I play The Office and I go to sleep every single day. Okay. So I'm just saying my obsession with The Office is considered the green flag and talk to the wall. Okay. My third green flag. Honestly, on this list, I wrote two green flags and I don't know what my third one is. But let me think. Hmm. Third green flag. I would say that I have a good sense of style. Okay, if you can't see me right now and you're listening to the audio version, go to YouTube. Okay, finish the episode, then go to YouTube and check out my outfit. I mean, like, I would say, me personally, I'm a Pinterest girly. And so I spend a lot of hours on Pinterest putting together like outfits and jewelry and stuff like that. So I would say I'm a pretty stylish person, and I think that's a green flag, like I don't know. Like aesthetically pleasing. Okay, that's enough. I am not that egocentric. I'll just be honest, I'm not. But it's just like, look at my outfit, look at my hair. Like, honestly, slay. Look at my makeup. Wait, let me remove my glasses. I mean, I ate that, honestly. And then these earrings, they're from my friend's business. This necklace is from my friend. I stole it from her. The outfit completely, put together by me. My nails, very cute, my heart ring. I mean, I would just say like I'm a pretty stylish person, so I think that's a green flag. Um, and I think I like the way my mind works. Like, even though I spiral, and I can't stay on topic, but I also think that, like, I like that my mind can think about things from different POVs, if that makes sense. So, literally, I can take one topic and yap about it for like 30 minutes, 30 full minutes just talking about one topic, assessing every single POV you can look at it. So, I would say that's a good thing, it's perfect podcast material. So the next thing I want to talk about in my first, episode ever is, since it's the beginning of 2024, today is the 23rd of January, so we're still in the first month of the year. First of all, happy new year, 23 days late, but still worth it. Actually, I was supposed to film this episode on the 1st of January, New Year resolution, like type of stuff. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start the new year, make a new episode, start my podcast. No, I procrastinated for 23 days, and now we're here. But regardless, we're gonna be talking about the new year. We're gonna be talking about New Year resolutions, We're gonna be talking about last year and this year, okay? Okay, starting off, as I said, Happy New Year. Hopefully 2024 is going to be an amazing year for me, you, everyone listening, just manifesting that for all of us. Um, but honestly, whenever like it's the new year and like I'm reflecting back on the last year, 2023 sucked. Okay, I don't know if it was good for you. Hopefully it was. Hopefully your 2023 was not as bad as mine. But my 2023 was honestly the worst year of my life. And I'm not even exaggerating, okay? Let me catch you up. Let me catch you up, okay? In 2023, I turned 20, right? Your 20th birthday is supposed to be like, a milestone, a fun little birthday where you invite your friends and like do something special. Do you know what I did on my 20th birthday? I ate a cheesecake, I went on a walk, and then I slept. Okay? Because I was so sad, I did not want to be awake for that day. Do you want to know why? In 2023, right, since I'm Sudanese, I don't know if you caught that, I'm from Sudan, and Sudan has been going through a war since April, right? Since April, my life has not been the same, okay? Everything just went to shit, okay? Everything's horrible, right? I lost my house. I lost like I didn't lose my friends, but like each one of us is in a different country now. So technically I did lose my friends. Um my dad is still back there, like, so it's just like so many bad things happened since the war started in April. And my birthday rolls around. By the way, in January, right, when I didn't know the war was gonna happen, I was like, oh, my birthday, like, I'm gonna I'm gonna dress up and I'm gonna like invite my friends and we're gonna do a picnic and we're gonna wear dresses. I had, my Pinterest mind was Pinteresting, the plans were getting plotted in my head. But then my birthday rolls around, it's August. I'm just sitting there, you know, none of my friends, well, one of my best friends was, in the country and like, I could have planned something, but I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I felt like if my birthday wasn't gonna be like ideal, like if it wasn't gonna be what I wanted in my head, like, to be around all of my friends and with my family and all of that, I didn't want it to happen. I wanted that day to just end, I wanted it to end without doing anything significant or anything that's like, I don't know, anything that's like memorable, I didn't want to remember it. I wanted my 20th birthday to just happen. And so whenever I'm like, oh, what did I do that day? Nothing. I don't want any thoughts. I don't want to remember a celebration. I don't want to remember shit because it wasn't gonna be what I wanted. And so it's either everything or nothing at all. That was the mindset, right? So my 20th birthday came along. I got a cheesecake. I went on a walk, and then I came home and I slept and I woke up the next day. That was my 20th birthday. Um, and just everything just was horrible in 2023. Like, you know, I just like, it just sucked. I mean, war displacement will do that, right? Like, if you've been displaced by war, like, obviously the year is gonna suck. But regardless, nevertheless, we're gonna focus on the positives, right? We're talking about the new year. We're talking about 2024. Let's forget 2023. Let's just for a second act like none of that happened. Let's talk about 2024. So in 2024, right? In New Year's, let's talk about New Year's. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your New Year's Eve, because me, no, I did not. No, I did not enjoy my New Year's Eve. Ask me. Doofy, why did you not enjoy your New Year's Eve? Well, because first of all, none of my friends were around. Again, same issue. None of my friends were around. Some of them were, but like still, like I'm such a home person. Like I complain. I'm like, none of my friends are around. But like I'm such a homebody. Like if I had the option, I will stay at home forever. Like I will just not leave my bed. I love rotting in my bed, just watching, binging my K dramas and like my movies and shows. I'm such a media girly. Like I love movies, shows, K dramas, anime, books, like just by myself. I love my alone time. But at the same time, like I've always wanted to celebrate New Year's with friends, but also I'm too scared to go out. Like, I don't know. Okay, controversial opinion. Okay, the world is scary, and I don't want to be out there in them streets. Like I don't want to be on the streets. Like I know if I go out, I'm not gonna be walking on the streets, but still, it's still the outside world, and the outside world is kind of scary. I would rather just stay home. Just stay in my bed, where I'm comfortable reading my stories and watching my shows. Like I just feel like it's a comfort zone thing. So, anyways, what was I saying? New Year's, right? So I celebrated New Year's with my mom, my aunt, my siblings, my cousin. It wasn't anything crazy. We were just watching Netflix, and really we didn't do much. Yeah, we just got food, which was nice. My mom got us food. We ate the food, and then the New Year came along, and I texted some of my friends and I went to sleep. Very anticlimactic, honestly. But that's the story of my life. So, you know, Um, also it's getting kind of dark, so video version kind of like the quality is just same way my life is going. Audio listeners, I just pointed downwards. You know what? After you finish the audio version, just go check out the YouTube. You'll you'll see what I was saying. You'll see what I was doing. Anyways, okay. So that was my New Year's. Nothing fun happened. Um, but let's talk about New Year resolutions, right? All of us do them, right? But I have an opinion. Honestly, I feel like controversial opinion, New Year resolutions don't work because we hype things up too much, right? We're like, we're gonna do this, and that. Like, it's too much, right? I feel like when we hype things up that much, our brain is already like overwhelmed, error. It just like we won't do shit. Like how many people have actually worked on their New Year's resolutions and made them all happen? No one does. Everyone just like tries for the first 2 months and then gives up. This is not the case though with this podcast. I'll be consistent. It is a New Year resolution to start a podcast and be consistent with it, and I will be. I mean, my uploading schedule is like twice a month. How difficult can that be? I have 2 weeks to film, edit, and upload. I feel like that's doable. No, I feel like that's doable. But like, other New Year's resolution like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, or I'm gonna work out, or I'm gonna do this and that. Like, no, you're not. I'm not trying to be negative, but like, I feel like New Year resolutions, I feel like you should have one, okay? I feel like one is achievable. But the second the list starts getting taller and longer and like, this, and that, like, no, you're not gonna do all of that. Be realistic. I mean, maybe if you're like a highly motivated person and you're optimistic and you're like a, achiever, maybe. But like if you're like me, you procrastinate a lot and like, you hope for the best, but you don't really put in the effort so that the best happens. I would suggest having one New Year's resolution. Um, okay. So if you're wondering, Luffy, what is your New Year's resolution? Okay, my single one and only New Year's resolution is to be more grateful. And I know it's like, oh, I could have been like, I want to get my license, or it could have been something like materialistic, which is fine. But like I chose my New Year's resolution this year to be like something um like deeper, I guess. Like, like it is like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not like deeper, but it's like I feel like that's what I need in my life to be happy, right? Because what's the goal? What's the goal and how can you achieve it through the resolution, right? Um, my goal, honestly, I just want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to be like stable. I don't want external factors in life to affect how I feel internally, right? I want happiness. And so I really thought about it and I was like, how can I be happy, like truly happy? And I felt like being more grateful is what I need, you know, because because you know newsflash, when you experience a war, right? I did, the war in Sudan. When you experience that, and you get displaced by war, it changes you. Like, I had an existential crisis. I was like, what is the point? Why are we here? Where are we going? What's happening? I was so sad for so long, and I kept thinking, why me? And why this? And why that? And like, honestly, why not? Like, not why not in the sense like, why not it happened to me, but like in the sense that like um I don't really believe in deserving things, whether it be deserving good things or deserving bad things, right? Like if you're like, oh, why did I deserve this bad thing? No, you don't deserve it, but no one else does. And also when you're like, oh, I deserve this good thing happen to me, I'm like, what makes you so special that you deserve this good thing? I don't think anyone deserves anything, right? Things just happen, right? Bad things happen, good things happen. It's part of a larger plan. And hopefully, like, when you really think about it in the future, you look back and you're like, this one thing that I did not like, actually I benefited a lot from it. Or this good thing that I really wanted was actually the worst thing that could happen to me. That happens a lot when you look at things big picture. So I really don't believe in deserving things. But one thing that this war made me realize is that like I want to get to a place in my life where I'm truly grateful for where I am. And like and grateful for things that aren't like materialistic. And it's not that like the worst thing about the war was that like I lost my house or my books or my clothes or like whatever, like that doesn't matter. But I think it's just that like I want to be grateful for wherever I am, right? Because like now when you lose everything, right, that's when you're like, damn, like I really had it all. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like you have to like experience that and lose everything that you have so that you can look back and be like, wow, like, I had a lot. And something that I suffer from a lot and a lot of us do is um, you know, what's the word? Um, taking things for granted. You know, I suffer from that a lot. I always take things for granted. I you know, I just like don't appreciate things. And once I have lost everything that I had, my house, my clothes, some of my family members I'm not around anymore. Like they're not dead, but like they're not living with me, because of the war. Some of my friends, they're not around anymore. They're not dead again, but like they're in different countries. And it made me realize how much more grateful I should be for things when they're there. Like, and I know it's like human nature to not appreciate things until you lose them. It's human nature, like it's fine. But I really want to put in like active effort to be more grateful, for family, for material things, for non-material things, for just everything that I have, honestly. And get to a point where even if I lose those things, I'm not so much affected by it. And I know that's very hard. It's like it's entering the philosophical stoicism. What's it called? Stoicism? Stoicism? It's stoicism. Okay, it's like entering the whole stoicism mentality, like of, being not affected by external factors. Very difficult, very difficult. I mean, I'm just a girl. I'm just 20. But yeah, I think New Year resolution, practicing gratitude, I think that will help me a lot. And yeah, all right. The next topic, let's move on from this. It's getting kind of sad. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to ruin the vibes. But okay, next topic, turning 20. Okay, so since this podcast is all about my 20s, this is so good. Can we just pause a little, interruption? Can we just appreciate how good apple juice is? Listen, I'm not an apple juice enthusiast. I don't like apple juice like that, but I do think it's better than orange juice. Sue me. It is better than orange juice. And honestly, I think the reason why I like it so much right now is because I've yapped so much that my throat is literally dry now, and I just like need to drink. If it was water, I would have been like, it's so good, you know? Like, but also, like, controversial opinion. I don't know why I say controversial opinion every time I'm gonna say anything. It's not really that controversial, but I think water is the best beverage ever. I really believe that water is just like so good because honestly, I feel like juice sometimes ruins drinks. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just like affects the flavor of food. And so I prefer drinking water with any food I eat, sweet food, savory food, desserts, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like water is just it's good with everything because it does not dilute the flavor. It's just like it's neutral. So it doesn't affect the flavor of food. And so honestly, whenever I'm doing anything, I'm just like, yeah, I'd like to drink some water. And I'm happy that that's like a habit that I didn't even like choose. I'm just like it's instilled in my brain. And so like I don't know, I guess I'm lucky because, water is healthy. But yeah. Anyways, okay, back to the main point. We're talking about turning 20, right? So, I don't know why, but I don't have that whole like existential crisis every time like I, you know, turn a new age, right? I know a lot of my friends have that thing where like it's your birthday and like you cry a lot because like you're growing older and things are changing, and which is like fair, it makes sense. But I don't have it because I feel like it's the same. Like when I really thought about it, like when I was younger, when someone was like, "Oh, I'm 22 or I'm 23," I'm like, "You're a grown up. Like you're old. Like damn, like pushing 30." But now when I like hear someone who's like 21, 22, I'm like, "You're still a kid," because I'm 20 and I know that like the way my mind works or like my personality, I don't think it changed that much since I was like a teenager. Um, but yeah, I feel like teenager, like 18, 19, and then 20, 21, 22, it's all the same. It's all the same. And I think like maybe because like I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I matured faster than a lot of people, and I don't know what the reason is. I think it's like my urge to self-improve or like to work on myself or to be better. And so since I was like 17, I would be like researching like, oh, how to fix this and this and this in you, like, whether it be like toxic personality traits or whatever it is, right? And so I think that's why like it doesn't affect me as much. I'm aware of the fact that like, oh, it's the same. Like if you're 19, you're 20, 23, you're still a kid. I think when like people need to stop like cutting you some slack is when you're like 25. Like, once you reach your mid 20s, you should be held more accountable than your early 20s. I mean, you should be held accountable regardless, if you're an asshole. But like, you can let some things slide when someone's like a teen or like early 20s. Like, okay, I'll let some things slide. But honestly, by the time you're like in your mid 20s and you're acting stupid, like, grow up, please. Like, I don't know. Um, but yeah, turning 20. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I'm excited for things, to see what's gonna happen in my life and I'm really honestly very excited about recording it too. Like, and I decided to have both an audio version and a video version because I don't know, I feel like it'll be really fun when I'm 30 to look back and see how I looked like and how I spoke or like my opinions and thoughts. Um, and I just think it's pretty cool to record. And if I upload it on the internet, it's there forever. Like, if I lose my phone or laptop or whatever, like it's gonna be there. And even if this like no one listens to this podcast, and even if no one listens to this podcast or even watches it, that's fine because like I feel like this is honestly kind of for me, like it's for my future self, like a gift, a gift to my future self. And I feel like I don't know, I'm excited to like grow up, grow older, and like in 10 years look back and see like, hmm, how did I think or how did my mind work or like what did I look like? I think that's really fun. It's like a time capsule thing. And I don't know, I'm excited for things to come. Um in the next episode, I'll be talking about, one of the topics that I had that I mentioned, probably friendships, family, relationships, and yeah, I'll be yapping. So yeah, that was a British accent there. If you caught it, so I was like, so, hmm. Anyways, don't mind me. Yeah, but this was fun. I feel like I said a lot, but I also said nothing at all. Like I said everything, but I also said nothing at the same time. But that was all. That was it for my first episode. I'll cut it short. I'll make it 30 minutes, but maybe next episode will be an hour or maybe 30 minutes. I don't know, depends. But it's getting really dark and the lighting is shifting and I don't know. It looks pretty weird. I look kind of weird. But yeah, that was all. I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever episode. I mean, it was I don't know how the audio sounds. I don't know how the video sounds. I'm sorry if I've been fidgeting with my hair a lot because I don't know what to do with my hands. It's awkward speaking to a camera. Like, it's kind of weird. Um I've been yapping, but yeah, I guess it was a pretty successful first episode, I would say. And if you guys enjoyed it, come back for more in the next 2 weeks. I'll probably be uploading the next episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye bye.